Hello, Janice.
Hello, Anthony.
Today we'll try to answer the question, what happens to personal effects when someone dies? So sometimes the small personal effects can have a big impact. It's either an irreplaceable key to a loft, the invaluable smartphone, which can be a treasure trove of information that the family or executor needs, or just those precious photos in the wallet, right? These are all personal effects that we want to make sure we get. But yeah, let's just make sure we talk about what exactly are personal effects. It's usually personal property that has some particular significance that are carried around or worn. So think what's in your pockets, what's in your purse, your jewelry. Can you think of anything else?
Oh, just the purse alone. I feel like Mary Poppins sometimes pulling us stuff out of the bag. Wallets, phone. The phone's a big one. You're going to uncover so much information just from the phone.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, just whatever's on the person. If it gets above a certain value, if it's like an engagement ring and it's above a certain value, then it kind of falls into a different category. But, moderately expensive watches, jewelry, and your personal effects is what we're talking about here.
Yep.
Okay, so what happens to your personal effects when someone dies? Well, these are sort of specific to, this one's kind of specific to New York. Did you tell me if you see it elsewhere, Janice?
Yeah.
If she died in a healthcare facility or in a healthcare setting, I got to tell you, sadly, more often than not, something's going to be missing. We've seen it.
I think that's everywhere.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's kind of a sad indictment of human beings everywhere.
Yeah.
But, when you have a lot of people passing through a situation, from EMTs to nurses to doctors to blah blah blah, physical therapists.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just going to be one set of sticky fingers somewhere, and no way to figure out who did it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's just too much temptation for somebody, or even a visitor. I don't mean to blame the employees just when a lot of people are sort of trafficking through an area and there's a watch sitting on the nightstand, or what I mean, or a ring. And this is not idle gossip. We've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
The family calls us. What happened to grandma's ring? It was there. We swear it was in the hospital. It's not there now. I believe you, and I believe it's not there now. Unfortunately, this just happens, and people go nuts. But there's not much you can do about it. District attorneys are not that. It's kind of below their radar, unfortunately.
Sometimes it's hard to figure it out, right?
Exactly. What are you going to do? Dust for prints? I mean,
right.
I guess you could, theoretically.
Well, yeah. But I call these the crimes of opportunity, right?
Exactly. These are people who are supposed to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it might not be somebody who just always goes in and steals from someone who passed away. It's somebody who happens to be walking by that says, where'd that come from? I'll just put it in my pocket. Yeah. And meanwhile, that person has already seen 15, 30 people in his or her room when she's passing. So you're not going to get really to the bottom of it quickly or at all.
So that's a bit of a downer. So we'll move on to another scenario that's hopefully more positive, but at least more neutral, I guess. So if she died at home, and Janice, you told me that this one might be more specific to New York.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So when somebody passes away at home in New York, a couple things happen. First of all, they tape up the apartment with that yellow, police tape, and you need letters testamentary to enter. And the second thing is they sweep the apartment for what they consider personal effects and put it into a voucher at the police precinct. So you need to be aware that, hey, where's grandpa's phone, or where's his wallet, or where are his keys? We looked in the house. They might be at the precinct. They're probably at the precinct.
Yep.
Another important sort of factoid to know is that they purge non-cash, non-valuables after about a year. So if you want to make sure you get those photos, if you want to make sure you get a key, which is hard to replace, which we've encountered recently, you need to make sure you get to the police precinct or evidence room. I'm not sure what the exact term is.
Yeah.
But you need to make sure you get there within the time frame before they do the purge. They don't throw away money or credit cards or ID.
No.
They don't. But sort of there's a limit to how much sort of stuff they can hold on to.
Exactly.
And I know a year sounds like, that's plenty of time. Things move faster. Yeah. Time flies faster than you think when you're trying to probate stuff. Sometimes it could take a year just to get letters testamentary. So you got to hurry up and take care of that.
And then you have to find the precinct. I think we had to deal with that as well. We went to the local one, but it wasn't there. It was in the evidence at the main one.
Yep.
And it could be 6 months to a year. They just don't have the room to hold envelopes full of stuff, because how many people pass, unfortunately, in New York alone, right? In New York City.
Yeah.
They just can't hold it all there. So like you said, they'll throw away the keys, but how long does it take to get a key made?
Sometimes longer than you would think. And glass half full. This sounds like a pain, but at least they're securing the property. And
exactly. Yep.
They'll have the decedent's, the cash in the pocket. They'll have that down to the cent. So at least it's accurate, and you're not risking as many sticky fingers. So there's a positive to that. Yeah.
Right. There's a paper trail, right? Yeah. So you know where it is. Even though you know that the key got thrown out because it had been too long, you know where it is, right? Yeah. It's not floating around. So
true.
You're absolutely right. Wow. So it's like a hide and seek, right, of where this stuff could be after they pass, depending on where it is. Yeah. If you want to learn more how probate works in general, I suggest Anthony's book, How Probate Works, available on Amazon.
Very good. That's all we have for today. Thank you, Janice, as always. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We will talk soon next time. Bye now.
Bye.